The biggest shift this week is that AI is starting to move beyond answering questions and into doing the work of science, running structured research, reasoning across biology, and even checking papers for validity. That matters because once models are trusted to investigate, verify, and critique, the bottleneck stops being raw model size and becomes orchestration, specialization, and control. What emerges is a new stack for scientific AI and a warning that the hardest problems are now about reliability, not just intelligence. Let's explore the first paper, Deep Research in Physical Sciences, a multi-agent framework and comprehensive benchmark. This paper, from Shanghai AI Lab, Xiamen University, and collaborators including Google DeepMind's Gemini Deep Research Baseline and OpenAI Deep Research, introduces PhySciBench, a 200 question benchmark for physical science deep research and Delve Agent, a modular multi-agent system built for autonomous scientific workflows. PhySciBench is balanced across 100 physics and 100 chemistry questions and spans 6 categories: multimodal QA, long context QA, structured information extraction, scientific reasoning, and experimental design, and code generation. The benchmark's composite scoring pipeline correlates strongly with blinded expert grading at Spearman Rho equals 0.8 on 196 paired items, outperforming a single LLM judge and lexical metrics. On PhySciBench, the strongest baseline, Gemini Deep Research, reaches only 33.5% accuracy, while Delve Agent reaches 41%, a gain of 7.5 percentage points, with the largest jumps in structured information extraction and code generation, both up by 15 points. The architecture combines an adaptive planning loop, dual granularity memory, and hierarchical physics-grounded reflection, and ablations show each component matters. Removing memory or reflection drops accuracy by 3 points, and removing planning drops it by 2.5 points. Across 3 external benchmarks, HLE, SGIDR, and FS Research, Delve Agent averages 23.62% versus Gemini Deep Research's 20.87%. And in real expert design ARPAs, Floke Majorana, and Kagome Metal tasks, it improves task completion, scientific validity, and hallucination control, showing that domain-specialized orchestration beats scale alone for reliable scientific reasoning. Let's explore the second paper, How Post-Training Shapes Biological Reasoning Models. How Post-Training Shapes Biological Reasoning Models, led by Harvard University researchers with Google DeepMind and Google Research collaborators, studies more than 100 controlled multimodal biological reasoning checkpoints across DNA, RNA, and proteins using Qwen3, 1, 7b, Qwen3, 4b, and Gemma 4e, 2b backbones coupled to EVO2, 1b transcript former or ESM3 encoders. The paper shows that post-training stages are not additive. Continued pre-training on a 200K, 5K biology split from FineWeb improves downstream adaptation to biological language. Supervised fine-tuning sharply raises in-domain accuracy, but over-specializes and suppresses out-of-domain robustness. And reinforcement learning from a strong supervised checkpoint recovers transfer, especially OOD. In DNA pathway prediction, Qwen 3, 1. 7b SFT lifts ID accuracy from 0.562 to 0.907 by 16 epochs, while OOD peaks at 0.736, around 4 epochs, and then falls to 0.687. In RNA target identification, Qwen3, 4b reaches 0.911 ID accuracy, but only 0.627 OOD before declining. RL reverses this pattern. Qwen3, 4b RNA rises from 0.775 over 0.582 ID, OOD to 0.914 over 0.745 by 16 epochs. And protein function prediction with propagated GoF1 reaches 0.956 OOD after RL. Under fixed post-training budgets, the best trade-off comes from brief SFT followed by larger RL, with mixed schedules such as 20% SFT and 80% RL reaching 0.947 IDF1 and 0.9685 OODF1 on proteins. The central takeaway is that biological reasoning improves most when compute, data, and adaptation capacity are allocated asymmetrically across stages rather than scaled uniformly. Let's explore the third paper, towards automating scientific review with Google's Paper Assistant tool. Google Research's Paper Assistant tool, PAT, is presented as an agentic review system built on Gemini DeepThink and designed to automate scientific verification rather than subjective ranking. PAT segments a manuscript into logical units, assigns adaptive compute budgets, runs specialized deep review agents, and then synthesizes the outputs with Google search grounding to suppress hallucinations and duplicate critiques. On the spot benchmarks mathematics and computer science equation and proof subset, PAT lifts detection accuracy from 55.2% with zero-shot Gemini 3.1 Pro to 89.7%, a 34% relative gain over the zero-shot baseline, while the original spot state-of-the-art was 21.1%. In pilot deployments at Stock 2026 and ICML 2026, powered under the hood by an advanced version of Gemini 2.5 DeepThink, Pat reviewed over 4,700 submissions and received strong author feedback. 97% of stock authors and 92.1% of ICML authors said they would use it again, while 92.7% and 90.7% rated the feedback very or mostly helpful. The paper argues that this kind of AI review could shift peer review from author-facing assistants toward AI-supported reviewer workflows and eventually toward more automated publication pipelines, while highlighting open problems in hallucination, control, parsing, accountability, and adversarial gaming. That's a wrap on today's AI paper highlights. Thanks for watching.